Hello, welcome. I think it's the first time that I'm doing English alive, and I think it's everything is okay. Nothing anyone commented, but we are ready to go. And if you're not in here, if you're if you're watching this live after, you can comment in here, and I will come back to reply to you. So let's see. Let me arrange some screens to share better what I need to share with you. I think now I'm with the correct one. I need to adjust my change. I'll give you a directly transition to the content that we are following today. So, yeah. So we're starting with a check-in. So we started with a check-in, and I want to know in one word, how are you entering this session? Your feelings and your expectations with this masterclass, and to be good because I can adapt the content, and if not possible to add your interest in these 3 days, of course it will be insights for me to create more content in the future. And entering directly in the contents for today, we will talk about in these 3 days how we have a more sustainable productivity. And of course, this will impact your personal life and impact your work life. That is the same one. Is one life, just one life. Some people prefer to separate, but I think it's just one life. We can be the same person. We are the same person in both environments, and the practices and strategies that I'll bring you for you today and the next days will help you in this two type of context. You can decide where you use it. You can adapt it, some specific ones. You don't need to use the every practice that I will bring for you. And this is a important message for now and forever. It be I will repeat this in every class and every content is a important part of my way of seeing life, my ways of seeing life. So talking specifically for this one for today, talking about planning, prioritizing, and slicing effectively. So maybe you are in a type of this contest that you are doing some plannings for your work, for your life, and not every time it goes right, and we needed to deal. We need to cope better with chaos. It isn't easy for anybody, and I brought this message is like a clickbait, similar to your to-do list is a lie, because if you have just a list of your plan and you don't have a specific strategy to do that, of course you'll not achieve what you are planning. And we have a content that you can have a strategy, you can have good ways to do it, but still you don't achieve your what you plan. And this is for 100% of your time. Probably we never achieve a specific, we imagine the future, imagine what you want, but normally we don't achieve specifically what we want because it's just a hypothesis. And we'll talk more about that during these slides for today. So I will help you to give you clarity on what really matters for you, and for your work, the type of work what you're looking for. Create actionable steps to achieve your intentions more than goals, because this is a thing that we need to understand and to I forgot the word English. We need to accept. We need to accept that it's a hypothesis, so it's an intention and not a fixed goal. This can change the direction during this pursuit to achieve some specific goal. So it's more an intention than a goal. We have a goal to achieve, but it's always a hypothesis. And this will help us to do better, talking about cope better with chaos, because chaos will appear. We know it. We live it every day. We appear some normally emerge some urgency things to solve it in a day that you are not expecting. Of course, I have a plan in my mind and described for me and with a team to do some work for tomorrow, but it will emerge something that we didn't plan. So how we cope better with chaos? This type of approach, think there's a hypothesis what we need to achieve, is a way, is one of the ways. Find a system to stay consistent. So today is more specifically talking about plan, prioritize, and slice effectively. And the day two and the three, it will help you to give you more clarity of your system to help you to stay consistent. One thing that I'm noticing, it's already past 7 minutes of this live and we'll need more time. So if you can't stay until 80:40, it's okay. You can watch it tomorrow or other day. The record, you'll keep it then in YouTube. So entering the content about this. If you are not ashamed of the first version of your product, it's too late to launch it. To launch it. And I can bring you some examples, like this masterclass. If I was waiting to be perfect to create this, I will never do it because my English for me it isn't perfect yet. I know I can communicate, but I I noticed that sometimes I don't use the correct thermal verb, temper verb, or use the correctly position of the words in English. But I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm ashamed a little bit, but it's okay because I know this content will impact some lives, and that's what's matter for me to help transform me and what I use it today in my life, what I use it for some years from now, and that's why I create a course about it, and it's something that I use it every day in my work too. Is adapted from there, so I'm ashamed to do this MVP to do this live because my English, I don't have the better camera, I don't have a microphone, but I'm doing. By the way, I didn't check if the sound is good. If there's somebody in there, I think that is a viewer in here. Hi, if you want to reply in the comments to check if my sound is good, I appreciate. So let's continue. If the audio didn't work, I will create another live. It's okay. To be better, that you will be better prepared. Talking about this type of a mindset, if you're not ashamed of the first version of your product and it's too late to launch it. It's very similar one concept to develop softwares called the MVP, not from the basketball, but minimum viable product. So MVP mentality. And I brought some specific quotes in here, specific phrases that will help us to understand better this. So MVP shame is one of them that we talked the slide before. Perfectionism. So talking about if I will create something and I will publish it, and it isn't perfect yet, and the perfectionism is something that we needed to let it go. It's very difficult for me too. I know that it's a gap for me, and It's something that this self knowledge helping me to understand. I don't need it to be perfect. I can find a viable small piece, small slice that I can deliver, and you will aggregate some value. So I gave you this as example that my English it isn't perfect. My website I created, and I'm not a designer, so I creating WordPress, pulling and pushing, pulling some components and creating there, but it's okay for now. It's viable. My posts I needed to improve the design and the CTAs. There's a lot of things that I need to improve in my creating an agenda of contents. And this live, continue to improve. So this is a type of mentality that is good to have it when we are talking plan, prioritize, and slice effectively. And to be always an experiment. So we'll need to recycle every time. We need it, if we have data, is better to understand if you are going the correct direction. If the people that you are watching, if you are liking this content, if you are enjoying this content, and if not, so I understand that I need to change a lot of what I'm doing, and so it can be a shit or it can be something that will impact some lives and aggregate value for me. And for if we are talking about your companies, if you are delivering some value, delivering more money, the investments that we are putting our efforts. So create and refine your plan always with this MVP mentality, hypothesis of value, hypothesis of estimation. So it's always a guess. When we say, oh, I will do it and deliver some type of work in the day, let me see, today is the day 12. So I'm delivering um, in day on day 15 November. I'm doing a work and I promise that I put in my commitment in something that I need to deliver, but it's a gesture because you will appear in a chaos during the next days. So this is something that helps us to cope better with chaos. And this is something that if you have a fixed date with some people, with some stakeholders or clients to deliver something, it isn't easy to negotiate. But it's necessary to create this type of communication in alignment. Hypothesis of value. When are you know if this that I'm doing now will aggregate some value? Put in there, sharing with you and listening to you, getting feedbacks. So always a hypothesis. Be your own police. Notice when you is. No, I don't believe it that I put it that. You are. You are. Let me bring it back again the slideshow. You are sabotaging yourself and change your approach as soon as possible, not only for planning. It's necessary all the time. I repeat that in most every class. Small slices with some hypothesis of value. So this, if you understand the small slices of a big delivery that you need to do, it will help you to mitigate risks. Because if you deliver a big project and you have a lot of time developing that, or a big report that you are creating, or analysis, a big document with 200 pages, if you deliver that and for a customer or for a stakeholder, when they started to read it or you using what you deliver, uh, can appears a lot of problems in there with the expectation that they have of this type of delivery that you was doing. So if you do a small slice, you can mitigate the risks that this rework will be small and you can improve incrementally. This is part of the MVP mentality too. This slide is supposed to be hidden. I adjusted something. Cool. Let's continue it. So the only certainty is change. We have this type of visualization of the economy of uncertainty that I love it to explain this type of understand. So when we start something to work, and when we are in like a inception, or we are discovering something, we have something that we need to deliver in our work or in a big project in our life, or we start to plan a trip, you have a lot of uncertainty of how it will be. So you will start to refine, you will start to elaborate that. So if you started in this moment in a specific project that you don't have a little bit of understand, don't make promises in here with dates, because you don't have a better context what you will be delivering. Well, of course, you can give a hypothesis of date. It will be the same mindset that we talked before. When we started to building something in here, we will have a little bit more understand of what you of you when you can deliver what you promise. Of course, it can match with this date that you gave in here, like a hypothesis of a date. And during this building, doing this elaboration, continues to communicating that if you have the other people with you. It's similar with this live, this masterclass. I gave you a first date to do this masterclass. I think it was November 5, and I changed it and I communicate in every channel that I did this communication: LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and I think it was this one. I don't remember threads, but it's a way to exemplify that continuous communicating. It's like for who knows about stakeholder management, it's the same approach, but you are more open to accept that things will change. And during this building, doing this construction, it appears something that you discover new in there. You start to build something, discover, oh, we didn't expected to appear something that we need to do in this moment, and this will take more time. So we need to have a decision with you or with people that you are together, and stakeholders and customers that you have, to slice this part if you can deliver after, so you can put it in our backlog, put in our to-do list is one part of that, something new that appears, or continues developing that, but you will go through this part again. It has something new that you need to elaborate better, understand better the context, and possible make changes with the data again, with the other priorities that you enter in your daily life. It's something that you impact in that too. So the change will always happen, always. Dealing better with chaos, we need to keep this in mind. So be open to respond to change and let it go when doesn't make sense anymore. It's something to understand when new priorities enter in our execution of our work or commitments that we did. There's a quote that I brought in here. It's a reels from Murilo Gun. It's a entrepreneur, from Brazilian entrepreneur, and I brought specifically this one, talking about this type of change. The nature of nature is change. It's something similar with the client and customer's opinion with the business. It's the nature of the business is the change. There's a way for us to have stability, being good at dealing with instability, accepting that things change and adapting. What change is happening in your life, work right now that you haven't fully accepted yet? If you want to put some comments in here, it will be good that we interact a little bit too. But if not, just keep it with that in mind. It will help you to understand better how to cope with chaos too. Um, did you saw this type of calendar before? Is a way to see that is called the memento mori. It's from stoicism philosophy, and it's a way to see the weeks that we have in our It's the columns. The columns represent the weeks that we have in a year, and the lines represent our years. So all of these ones with some color already pass for me. So there is in my life. So this is an example talking about intentions in your life and creating uh, more than fix a goal and think about the hypothesis. What I want for me in this week, what I want for me next week, and what I want for me during the other years. So looking here, if I live until like 70 years, I will have it. I already passed through half of my life. It's an exercise to do it, to be intentional in your life, too. Talking about the projects for you and try to discover things that you like and plan them. Like in thinking that is like intention more than fixed goal is good. And it's similar in work. If you so, but you don't use this type of calendar. But what you want for a week, what you want for the month. Normally, we do this type of planning depends of the work that you do. But it's a way to see it too. This is something that I brought to talk about. So, with you, we are here today, or in our life in here, and we passed a lot of type of options that we had in the past, and the past. I think it's doesn't work. Doesn't exist this one. But we are here now, so we need to think in the future. Of course, we can learn from the past. It's something that we will talk in day 3 of this masterclass, talking about the retrospective. There's some practices to do it and helping in do this type of analysis and thinking continuous improvement. If you have data in this part that you want to understand what happened in the past, not only your life but in your work, that is very common to do it in agile ways of working. Do retrospective with the teams and understand what it was or last week or 2 last weeks or 1 month before. Understanding how was talking with the team about it, understanding what it wasn't good, what was good, and we need to keep it for the next week and the next month, or depends of your context that you give it. So we'll talk more about how to do that in day 3. But talking about the chaos that happened in the past, that something that I was bringing here, I'm bringing here today, is something to understand that okay, we are here. The past is the past. We need to improve it for tomorrow, and for the next week, for the next month. Look for forward. Don't keep it fixed in the past. Prioritizing practice, using as a decision make superpower, and use it not like a specific target, but you understand that similar what I was bringing for you, what I brought in last slides, looking like forgot this word in English. Let's search it. It's a bússola, Portuguese. Compass, a compass. Okay. So in this type of questions that I bring here, use it as a compass. This direction can change, and use the data if you have to give some predictability, or help you in your decision to not be using just your bias, because our mind there's a lot of expertise of our life, and sometimes we can have some specific decision. If we use just your ego, normally we are not in doing the choosing, we're not choosing the better decision. So some question to help you in prioritize your work. What cannot be postponed in any way? Oh, and there's a common matrix used for prioritization called the effort and value. And there's another one that the Eisenhower matrix is, but we are not talking about them today. So I just brought some questions that can help you in prioritization and connect with this type of matrix. So what cannot be postponed in any way? It has a fixed date. So this is one of the questions to help in prioritization your work, your life. What will bring you, by the way, if you are not using a calendar, a digital one, for personal life, you need to do it. Our mind, it isn't good to remember our commitments. We'll forget or we'll remember when we are going to sleep or when take a shower or when cleaning the house and forget it again if you didn't write it somewhere. I recommend that you use a digital calendar. I will create more content for that. I think I have in my channel, but it's in Portuguese. I don't remember if it has English closed captions. But I will create more content about that because there's a lot of good practices to manage our agenda. And of course, you already maybe read it in internet, but I will bring it in my points of view. So it will be a little bit different. So one another question to prioritization practice. What will bring you more money or benefit in less time? This work is for work and this work for work. It just work for our personal life too. What is non-negotiable for you? And I think the negotiable ones I will bring more examples above. Your I will have more ones that connect with that. What to make you happier? You happier? This one is very important too. Oh, this one is connected with this non-negotiable. So we need to slow down. We need to have breaks through our day, and we need to have longer breaks during the week. Sleep well. Sometimes with kids and family, it isn't possible, but we need to understand that time in your life that you improve and you can continue improving, trying to find ways to sleep better. Eat healthy most of the time if possible. Disconnected all with this non-negotiable with and it should be prioritized. If not, you are not prioritizing yourself. And the only person that will prioritize the things better for you, it's you. For me, it's me. Of course, we have people that care about us, but this type of decisions it is in your control. And talking about that, I didn't bring the study from Microsoft talking about the breaks, but it's very cool. Talking if you are that type of person that are jumping from agenda to agenda, for meeting, from calls to calls. It's very overwhelming for us, for our brain. And we, in this type of scenario, we didn't take the better decision. Our irritability is in a high level. So this is something very important to deliver more value and to be healthier for us. What's correlated with your values and principles? These are a very good one. And to help you not only in your life or discover yourself, your self awareness, self knowledge, but connected with these other ones. It will keep you motivated better than you are now, maybe. So try to do this question for yourself. If you want to put in the chat, you put in the comments, it will be good. And it will be good to know and share with the community. More things about the prioritization practice, decision making superpower. You'll never ever finish your list of your work and projects. It will never finish. It's like your life. So this it isn't something that's supposed to be strange for us. Always you will have new things to do it. If you are changing areas, you will be on other things to do it. You'll never finish it. It's a backlog list. It's a to-do list that you never finish. But some people yet think when this happens, it's a very frustration thing to happen. But you'll never finish it. So you need to accept that. Maybe the type of product that you are helping to develop or the type of service that you are giving, it's probably that we have that type of a curve for products that maybe will die someday. But until there, we'll never finish it. And when we die, it will be possible that there's a lot of to-do lists to do it yet. But some leadership or some people that were involved decide to close this type of service and product because of metrics, because of return for the company. But until there, we'll never finish it. It's just to keep it growing. The support, the maintenance, the new features, um, the new improvements for the tech part. If we are talking about software development or infrastructure, so we'll never finish it. Depends. I was talking about the development, but if you are talking about some type of service your company do it, it's similar. The service that you need to do, the clients that you need to reply, and the request that you receive, and you need to understand what you on what and how to help the customer. But you never finish it. We get frustrated if we try to find a perfect balance by trying to do a little bit of everything. So this is something that can give you a frustration too, and it's like it should be a policy for us. So if you are changing context all the time, you are receiving new priorities. Oh, I will stop to do something and get another thing, and it appears another priority, and you stop the two things that you are doing, which was doing, and you get another thing. And when we notice, you have a lot of things in progress, and you didn't finish any of them. So we need to. I will talk more in the second day to not take more time in this live about ways to say no. Of course, you maybe talk about productivity and good practices of productivity. It's possible that you already saw some article how to say no about Bill Gates saying or Warren Buffett is common some strategies and practices. I will bring some of the part of this for the second day and more on how to help you in have strategies to say no and finish what you are doing before starting new things. And of course, sometimes you need to reprioritize. So this will be common. So it's like, by the way, I could I could put something. Well, I can put something here like reprioritization, because this will be very common all the time. We need to reprioritize all the time. You'll be like that all days. You'll never prioritize like, oh, I prioritize the plan for next week and you'll be perfect. No, remember in the last slides we talking about not perfectionism, and we know the one thing that we know to happen, that will appear some change every day. Prioritizing is assuming that things won't get done, and that's okay. So it's something that sometimes we will need to let it go. So prioritizing, assuming that things won't get done, and that's okay. Because sometimes we'll need to discard, we need to descope it, some part of your work, and it's difficult sometimes to do this let it go. If you are building something for some while, and but it's necessary. If you understand that the things that we are doing, it isn't delivering some value doing this building, we need to discard and get the another priority. Slice effectively. I think I didn't brought in here. Yeah, I will show you navigating my screen. So slicing effectively. So we are in some scenario in here that you already prioritize. You did your this type of questions. You know your list and prioritization what you need to do first. So you need to refine that. You need to slice, do some slice. And I put in here in like I don't know this word in English too, and I'm curious now. Let me see. Aspas, aspas, quotation marks. So I put in quotation marks in effectively because of this perfectionism that you will never achieve. So you can do some type of slices, but during the execution, sometimes you will not conclude, conclude, will not achieve what you needed to achieve in some of them. Some type of items we didn't do it in one day. Sometimes of the item we discarded, so will not follow, will not do it. So done is better than perfect. This correlated with we was talking about the MVP mentality, and sometimes we need to change the direction that we don't know yet. So you have a plan that you need to achieve in 6 months, one year, but it's a guess so high level. We put a lot of expectations to a project for 1 year, but we know past 1 week, 1 month, things changed. The prioritization will change. So if you are creating like a strategy, a big strategy for, of course, if you're creating a strategy for a company, for a department, you need to have a vision, but you don't need to slice and refine a lot of and creating and understand better the elaboration that Coney uncertainty that we was looking for before. We don't need to go a lot of in the elaboration, understand what we needed to do for a year. So there's some type of frameworks to help in this building for 1 year, for more than a year, or for a quarter. The OKR framework is one of them that I will navigate with you right now a little bit. What I did with the ChatGPT, and it's just his two phrases to help in building. If you don't know how to create this vision, so give you a context for the ChatGPT. If you never use it, we will break this barrier right now using this tool. And it's similar with the Gemini, Copilot, Cloud, and other AI tools like a chat bot. And after using them as to create this type of direction, this objective, we can do this type of slices. And if this is very difficult for you to understand the big picture and understand the small pieces and to understand one part of this big project that you can think as an MVP to deliver not don't want to deliver the whole project for a year because we took a lot of time and you can give this value for our customers in as soon as possible, and we want to deliver as soon as possible to understand the value what we are doing. It's good for us to understand if we are doing the correct thing, and not only your work but in your life. If we give some goal intentions for us for ourselves, and to understand if we are going the correct direction, and giving for us some dopamine for understanding that we concluded we put some things in done for ourselves. This is good for us to see the progress. You understand that some days will not be good as tomorrow or the last week. Some days that I worked during 80 hours, I wasn't productive as when I worked 1 hour in the another day. So this will be with a lot of variability, this execution. So let's go to practice with the ChatGPT and with another tool that help us to slice. I mean, think that there's a viewer in here. If you want to share some type of goal that we are trying to achieve in your work or personal life, share in the comments that we will use it together in here in ChatGPT. Or the magic key to do the cobbling tools, that one that we use it to do the breaking things. So talk about first the some specific objective and like a goal intention. I have an experiment in here that I did recently, and it was because of a team that I was working. So we we was looking. Here I have a context. So I have a company with products for investments like stocks, ETF, savings. Let me see if I can give you like a zoom here. I think it's okay. So please give me 10 examples for my company of good objectives following the OKR framework. I will not go profoundly in OKR's framework, but it's a good practice and to be simple in what we want to achieve for a year or for a quarter, as I give you an example, or for a month. Depends of your context, what you are looking for, and the type of high level management work that you needed for your life. It depends of you what you want to achieve. It's similar what the questions that we talked before in here. It will depend of that, this type of questions. But you can use it like this type of prompts. I will put this prompt after in the comments of this live, and you can copy paste if you want. Of course, I could improve a lot of this type of prompt. I did a simple one, so you see that it isn't so difficult. So look at the reply that he gave me. So objective one, enhance user engagement, investment platform, and he gave me some query results to see if I'm achieving this objective. So increase monthly active users by 25, reduce churn by 15 is good. It's a good approach. Uh, Expand your product portfolio to attract new investors. Optimize customer support for a seamless experience. This objective for me is very good. So reduce the average response time to under 2 hours. Achieve a 95% customer satisfaction score. Let's see. Oh, this one is good. Drive educational content to support investor growth. Let's see another ones. Expand market share among young investors. Increase the employee productivity and satisfaction. This normally is an objective, very common objective for HR. Enhance data-driven decision making across teams. So this is very good. This is very good. This type of objective. So if you give it like this type of a prompt, if you don't know yet what you want to achieve for your work or for your team, give some context, or for your life, it's better to do this type of questions before to use it. Of course, you can give ask some questions to ChatGPT to understand better your objects for you, and I will help you with that in future contents. Talk about wheel of life. That is this one. It's very common for coach approach. By the way, I have a template that I need to put in my website, in my blog. Oh, wheel of life. This is something specific for personal life, not necessarily for work. So you have some quadrants. You can adapt that, but normally it's like that. So you have a space in here that you talk about your relation with your family, with your spirituality, finance, career, and you are responsible to fill that, to put the score in here. And this will give you some direction that if you put your score in here, and you'll notice like that, oh, my relationship in here is bad. Some direction that you need you to see it in an intentional way. How you can improve that? What the actions that you want to do it to improve that? Of course, you can give it life to go in the flow, during the flow, and do nothing, but it isn't the approach that I'm bringing to you. The approach that I'm giving to you in the start of this class is talking about intentions. It's talking about the goals, intentions, and this is a way to look for our personal life and improve this. Let's come back. Let's come back. So in here we are looking some type of goals, intentions in here, and if you need to refine that, and you don't know where to start. Remember the con of the uncertainty. So, oh, okay, I needed to boost the revenue from Pro Investment Services. Let me see another one. Oh, I needed to strengthen data security and compliance measures. If you're not from this type of industry or this type of expertise, it's very difficult to understand what we need to do it. And I'm not sure if these keywords it will be a good one. But if you don't have a person that has a lot of experience or you need to brainstorm in that, we can use this type of tool. And we can do the same here. I will do both through when we can see the results. So let's see. We use this objective to break it down because let's come back where we was in here. Slice effectively. And so I will show you how to do it this with the ChatGPT. I showed it for you how to create objectives using a simple context, simple prompt, and we use it for where was the other one that I was hence data driven decision. Expand market share among young investors. So we use this one to use it, and we use this tool to break it down for us and understand what is supposed to be the next steps. And of course, you don't need to use exactly this one, exactly like I say, like the tasks that you breaking down here, but it's a very good approach to do a brainstorming. What will be the next steps and give you a little bit of sense for us of the effort that you need to do it. And like the estimation that I guess true is a hypothesis, but it's a way to align the direction. So this type of peppers in here is a feature to decide how much we want to refine this. I'll put it this one, just these two peppers to see, or three. I'll keep it three. And I copy the objective and put in here. And when I click in here, this breakdown item, he'll do the work for us. So look at the task is bringing for us in here to achieve this. Conduct market research to identify the preference behaviors of young investors. Analyze the current market trends and investment products that appeal to this demographic. Utilize social media platforms to reach interact with the young investors audience. Of course, we can get one of them, put it in here again, and break it down again. If you don't have a specific expertise to do that, or if you need help to brainstorm in that. And one of these ones, this type of search, you help to metrify this type of key results. So metrics that if not these ones, like this one is a lot of outputs. I don't like so much talk about the OKR framework. Normally, we need to focus in outcome, not necessarily I doing this partnership. It can be an enabler, so we can consider like that, but it isn't a very good metric to checking this type of structure. Just I enter in a detail, I'm come back. So talking about the slices, this is a way to do it, and you can do similar with the ChatGPT if you want. But in here you saw that it's just some clicks and give you a direction. If I want to do that with ChatGPT, I can put in here. I can add like in here, and I say, uh, please breaking down this objective, expand um, giving me, I think 10 would be good, just for example, 10 tasks or projects to achieve it. Please breaking down this objective, giving me 10 tasks or project as examples to achieve it. Please break. Let's see what ChatGPT will give us. Probably will give you something similar like these ones of the Goblin tools. So conduct two surveys, focus groups with young adults, analyze competitors. We saw that in here. Let's see where's the benchmark. Analyze current market trends, similar. Create financial education content series. So this is more specific about the contents. So for now, I was just in want to give you a direction, a way to do this type of slice effectively. The important message here for now, because we will not go profound in that, is saying the message that I said before. Uh, Forget a perfectionism, will never be effectively, is like the MVP mentality. So you need to find the balance, what will be good for you to do the work that you needed. And one of the last message, time flies, and you are the pilot. We are, we are the pilot of your lives. Yeah. So in your work too, if you are thinking you don't have autonomy to make decisions and helping plan and prioritize, talk with people that do that, understand how you can help if you want. If not in your work, do it in your life with goals intentions. uh, it will transform in your life, you are if you are not in doing this right now. Check out questions, one value that you got from today, one word, how are you living this session, feelings, and expectations for day two. I may think that nobody is viewing this live right now. So if you are watching this in the future, please give in the comments or send me a DM in Instagram or LinkedIn. It will be a pleasure to listen and collaborate in any form or create more content that can deliver value for you. And that's it for today. Let me change my camera in here. Thanks so much for watching, and see you later in another content or in anywhere. Bye.